Hey, welcome back for part two, hole two of our three-hole challenge. Me versus Mark V from Oakberry Apparel. I'm going straight up, giving him 4 strokes. On the first hole, we both made double bogeys. Technically, he's still 4 strokes ahead, though. The second hole in our challenge is the 17th hole on the Tradition course out at Cypresswood in Houston. This is an alternate tee box on the right side looking over the water. We're playing it from the left tee box, looking down the fairway the whole way. Usually a pretty straightforward, easy hole. You got several zones, safe layups, pretty easy shots, just irons, leaving you a shortish to mid iron, maybe a wedge in. You're dead all the way right, dead long and left. It falls off around the green very hard, very steep into that pond. You only got maybe 20-yard gap there to run it up on the green. A lot of trouble. It's a hard one to try to drive. Mark started squaring the club face here on the last few holes and went from hitting the cut or the slice to pull hooking it several times in a row. That one pulled right over into the woods there. I'm going to try to drive the green. As I mentioned, there's a small little neck up there. You can see the pin down there. I mean, that was my aiming point. That lake comes in right next to that, so you really got to thread the needle. I also want to take this opportunity to point out that this line doesn't represent my carry. I landed it right on the front of the green and it rolled back to where I showed it ended up there. So we found Mark's drive here right next to the cart path. I think he was a little concerned about that. Ended up kind of shanking it right out into the fairway, but ended up in a good spot here for his approach. We thought this one, when it landed, it looked like it kicked right towards the green, but it actually ended up kicking back into that bunker there. Again, it landed at that front bunker and kicked into the back one. Just to give you an idea of how the shot tracers are working. Mark's been working on his bunker game. This is a really good shot here. Really hard to put in any spin to stop it with that downhill landing area. Rolled just off the green. That's a look at where my drive ended up. One of the best shots I've ever had on this hole in hundreds or thousands of rounds. Really happy with the drive. Mark's pretty confident with the putter. He's got it for the bogey here from just off the green. Kind of bobbled there coming onto the green. It's a pretty good putt though. I don't waste a lot of time lining up my putts or any of that stuff. I try to be over the ball for as little time as possible. I do everything by feel, look and feel. So lining this one up. Been pretty happy with the stroke lately. Put a good stroke on this one, and of course it lifts out for equal. But pretty happy with the birdie. Mark is happy I didn't make the eagle. And we move on 9 to 12. Mark still has his 4 strokes to take off going into 18. 18's a par 5, 520 yards. If you land it there, you get a big kick forward, but there's a little creek split in the fairway, and then you got another lake here left and behind the green. A pretty wide open fairway though. So check back in to see how this one goes and for the finale of our 3-hole challenge.
This one will either put you out of your misery or give you a chance.
Yeah.